So, get this, her dad wiped out an entire world like poof, gone familial genocide baby.
For heaven's sake, it was alleged genocide, and the book suggests it might have been more, like putting everyone into a magical coma with death vines. It's nuanced.
Nuance. The man's basically space Hitler with a gardening hobby. His own daughter's been on the run for 7 years because her last name is Poison. That's not nuanced, that's Tuesday at my family reunion.
Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, where nuance occasionally tries to survive. We are attempting to discuss The Otherwhere Post by Emily J. Taylor, a book about Maeve Abenthy, a young woman living under assumed identities because of her father's controversial past.
Controversial. That's like calling a shark attack a bit nippy. I bet the author just got fired from the actual post office. And this is her revenge fantasy. Oh, you lost my package. I'll write a book where your dad kills a planet.
There is absolutely no indication of that. It's a young adult fantasy novel involving a magical postal service, hidden truths, and, yes, a father accused of mass destruction or sedation. The reviews are wildly divided incidentally. Some call it a masterpiece, others found it lacking.
Lacking, like Maeve's moral compass. This chick spends 7 years hiding, then gets one magic letter saying daddy's innocent, and decides the best plan is identity fraud to infiltrate the magic CIA. My cousin Debbie faked her resume to get a job at Shoe Barn, and even she thought this Maeve character was reckless.
She's traumatized. One reviewer specifically said, "My heart ached for Maeve. You could feel her trauma. She's desperate, driven by the hope of clearing her family name. It's a classic redemption arc. Potentially."
Oh, trauma. The excuse for everything. She's a pathological liar, living under fake names at E, tricking everyone. And this mentor guy, Tristan. The infuriatingly handsome, but clumsy mess. He knows she's lying through her teeth, and he helps her. What is wrong with these people?
He's presented as empathetic. He has his own past trauma. A dead apprentice, apparently. Reviewers describe him as a bookworm's fantasy, comparing him favourably to characters like Carden or Jax, but toned down. There's a vulnerability there.
Vulnerability. He sounds like a simp. An enabler. He's probably still hung up on that dead apprentice and projecting. This is worse than that sparkly vampire nonsense you tried to defend. At least Edward had some standards before he started stalking teenagers.
We are not revisiting the Twilight debate. Tristan's reluctance, his own pain, it adds layers. He's not just a plot device, unlike, perhaps, the villain Mordred, who sounds rather predictably like a zealot.
Oh yeah, the bad guy. Let me guess, he gives a big speech at the end, explaining his entire evil plan while Maeve and the clumsy wonder figure out how to use magic ink to stop him. Snoozeville. Speaking of Snoozeville, is this book actually good? Because I'm seeing reviews saying the middle is a black hole of boredom.
Well, the pacing is a point of contention. Some readers adore the slow burn romance and the detailed world building of the Otherwhere Post and its scriptomancy magic system writing spells into existence.
Scriptomancy. So it's magic handwriting, like defeat the Dark Lord with perfect cursive. Did they run out of ideas? My 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Gable, must have been a scriptomancer. The way she wielded that red pen, terrifying.
It's more complex than that. It involves Quill's specific inks, channeling intent. It's quite inventive. Though admittedly, some reviewers found the rules confusing or underdeveloped. It's that polarization again. Masterpiece, you all, versus execution, flat.
Yeah, I got a listener email here, probably fake, knowing our producer from disgruntled Dan in Delaware. He says, I read 300 pages about a magic post office, and not once did they mention tracking numbers or if they deliver on Saturdays. 1 star. See, people want answers.
That's not the point. The focus is the mystery, the character relationships, the atmosphere. Reviewers loved the dark academia vibe, the tension between Maeve and Tristan. Some were kicking their feet, apparently.
Kicking their feet? Were they reading it or having a seizure? And the world building sounds like the DMV with fancier letter openers, long waits, confusing rules, and someone's definitely lying on their application form, probably Maeve again.
It attempts a grand scale, interdimensional travel, hidden histories. It just perhaps gets bogged down occasionally. The ending, some felt, was a bit rushed or convenient after the prolonged middle section.
So, after wading through 200 pages of magic calligraphy and clumsy romance, it just ends like that. Right, rating time. I give the Otherwhere Post 3 out of 10 forged magical postal service applications. mostly for Maeve's sheer audacity.
It had moments of genuine intrigue, and the central premise is compelling. But the execution, particularly the pacing, hinders its potential. I'll give it 5 out of 9 interdimensional misunderstandings. Read the first 50 pages and the last 50, you might enjoy it more.
Next week, folks, we're tackling a real literary heavyweight, Gary the Sentient Stapler, an office supply romance. Apparently it's stapled shut the critics.
I need a new co-host. Until next time, try to keep your family's alleged genocides to a minimum. This has been Heartbook Radio.